Sinners, Shannon Sinister here. Wanted to talk about the next film I watched recently, which is The Ugly Stepsister. So as you can guess, this is obviously a Cinderella story, but it's told Brothers Grimm style. So there's a lot more carnage, there's a lot more deeper, darker elements to it. So let's talk about it. So this was featured at the Sundance Film Festival. It is directed by Emily Bleachfeld, who I believe is known more for comedies. And she decided to touch on this type of topic, told in a Cinderella type of story. Apparently, it wasn't necessarily the trend that I know is going on now. This was something that she wanted to do, which apparently is something very personal to her, and can be personal to I think a lot of people. You know, as far as like body image goes, and so oh my God, I can't say that word, self-conscious goes, as well as dealing with body issues and just other things. So here are some hits. The look of this film I really enjoyed. It reminds me of a very classic 70s style film. It has like the grainy color, the somewhat weird but the smooth transition scenes, and it has like a lot of those close-up shots too, where that for some reason that was very big in the 70s, but it was very effective. It almost made this feel like a very classic film. As it gets towards the end, especially the ball area, that's much brighter colors. As we get it's almost like we literally transition with the ugly stepsister, who's played by Lee Myron. Her name was Elvira in this film. So as the story unfolds, you're with Elvira pretty much for the most part. This is the point of view of the ugly stepsister, as you can guess from the title. And it's very much told in the Cinderella story, so hopefully that's not really much of a spoiler there, but it is told more in her point of view, and what this girl puts herself through just so she can get accepted by the prince and hopefully marry him and become rich and be able to support her family, which is obviously her mother's wish, who is, basically enabling her to put herself through this torture. Like, I mean, you're never going to look at fake eyelashes and weight loss medication the same ever again. I guarantee you that. But you just feel for her, and you just want to give her a hug at some point, because again, for her to put herself through all this for somebody else, not even for herself, at least I don't think so anyway, but just to get accepted and constantly battle somebody who doesn't have to fight as hard. Obviously Cinderella is supposed to be, naturally beautiful, and everyone just seems to automatically like her. And, Elvira obviously has to work extra hard in order for people to notice her. So it's a shame, and you do really feel a lot of sympathy for this character. All right, now on to some misses, which I'll admit this is more I'm mixed about, because I honestly think this film was great as a whole. If I can say one thing, just to throw it out there, this is a Norwegian body horror film, and it's so some foreign cultures maybe are a little bit different compared to what they would typically put in movies compared to the American version, or maybe we have a different rating system, whatever it is. There's definitely some sex scenes, I'll admit, that are just like, did you basically see a lot more is the best way I can describe that without giving too much away. But there's definitely, I have a feeling some people are going to be like, did I need to see all of that? Probably not. Maybe it's there for shock value. I don't know. Either way, it didn't bother me all that much. At least not as much as some of the body horror that you see, especially towards the very end of the film, which that was a lot more cringeworthy to me. But other than that, I'm just throwing it out there because I do have a feeling some people are going to be like, what? And yeah, so just know that that's coming if you decide to watch this film. Like I, have pretty much made clear, I really did enjoy this film. With the trend going on with all the princess movies coming to life, and all these Disney characters that are getting, like a new horror element because they're public domain. Again, I don't think necessarily that was director Emily Blychfeld's intention. I think she just thought of this, version of the Ugly Stepsister, and like, oh, that'd be cool to explore that. I don't necessarily think she was following the trend of what's going on today. It just happened to come out around the same time. But either way, even if it was part of the trend, this is definitely a much better way of retelling these stories, as opposed to either the cookie cutter, live action Disney horror. I'm hearing Screamboat is fun but utterly ridiculous. Blood and Honey is very, very mixed. I'll admit I haven't really dove into all these films. I'm sure I'll get to them eventually, but there's definitely nothing about them that made me chase them. But this one definitely stood out very differently to me, and I'm really, really happy that I went to see it. Got to see it on the big screen. Found it playing at a local theater not too far away, only one with two showings, and apparently we were only going to get it for 5 days. So of course it's already out of the theaters. However, it should be streaming on Shudder very soon. So look out for that if you decide to check this movie out. So let me know your thoughts on this film. Have you seen the trailer? Are you curious about it? Have you actually seen the movie? Do you plan on watching it on Shudder? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, sinners, that's a cut.